Hi, friends! Welcome to another Faith at Home. I'm Miss Renee and this is Evan, and we're so glad that you can join us today. We are just having some fun, having a nice cool drink of water. Do you like water?
Yes.
Oh, water is so good for us. What are some other things that water is good for?
It's good for plants.
It's good for plants, yeah. How about for swimming in?
Yeah.
Brushing your teeth?
Yeah.
And this time of year, water does something really weird. It turns into snow, into ice. You can build snowmen, you can go ice skating. Water does lots of great things. Well, in our Bible, water is used a lot of different ways in the Bible too. Can you think of any stories in the Bible that has water?
I know.
I'll give you a hint.
I know.
We're sitting on one of them. That's right, in Noah's Ark. God sent a flood and Noah and his family were saved in an ark with how many of every kind of animal? 2 kinds of animals. Or how about when Moses and all of his friends needed to get across the Red Sea and God told him to spread out his arms and the water went. There's lots of stories in the Bible about water. And a lot of times in the Bible, water's talked about our feelings too. Like we can have peace like a river, or joy like a fountain, or love as big as an ocean. That reminds me of a song. Would you like to sing with me?
Yes.
All right. So the first part goes, I've got peace like a river. Keep that with me. Peace like a river. And then joy like a fountain. Joy like a fountain. Love like an ocean. Love like an ocean in my soul. All right, let's put that all together. Can you sing that all together with me?
Yeah.
I've got peace like a river. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. In my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got love like an ocean in my soul.
And my soul.
Perfect. Beautiful. Today, our story is going to have water in it, and it's going to be super exciting. But before we get to our story, I wanted to ask you if you remember cute little baby Jesus being born in the manger on Silent Night. When was his birthday?
In Christmas.
On Christmas, Jesus is born in Bethlehem today. Yes, that's right. Jesus was born on Christmas, and that's why we celebrate. The cute little baby Jesus was born. And then, after the 12 days of Christmas, we celebrate Epiphany. Can you say Epiphany?
Epiphany.
Yes, and that is when the wise men come to visit baby Jesus, or maybe he was a toddler by then, and bring him gifts and say that he is our newborn king. And we all sing, joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her king. Well, this little baby doesn't look much like a king. And it really wasn't what everybody was expecting when God said he was going to send a new ruler and a new king. Well, guess what? Do babies stay babies forever?
Yeah.
No! Babies grow up to toddlers, to preschoolers, to kindergartners, to grade schoolers, to teenagers, to young adults. And so did Jesus. He grew up. He grew up to be an adult, and our story today is about adult Jesus. Can you say hi, adult Jesus?
Hi, Jesus.
And in our story today, Jesus went down to the river where his cousin John was. We'll pretend this is cousin John. Remember, Elizabeth had a baby just before Mary had a baby, and his name was John. Well, John had wild hair, and he was staying down by the river and baptizing people. What does baptize mean?
It means getting a shower.
Getting a shower. Well, a baptism is a very special ceremony we do in our church to say that we, as a church and as a family, promise to help you grow up to know about God, to have his love in your heart, and show you all the ways to share it. In fact, this is a faith chest that we give to each family when their first baby or child or adult is baptized. And inside a faith chest, we always at a baptism have a little towel because the pastors sprinkle water on the baby's forehead. And then we light a candle to remind us that we have the light of Christ going with us. Evan, is there anything else in there? That's right, we give every family a frolic Bible. This is the very first Bible that has all of the stories that we hope that little babies and toddlers and preschoolers and kindergartners and everyone grows up knowing. So I thought today we would use our frolic Bible to check out the story that we're going to read today. Does that sound like fun?
Yeah.
All right. In our frolic Bible, we find the story of Jesus is baptized. Wait a minute. Does that look like what a baptism looks like in our church?
No.
Do we go to a river?
No.
Do we get in the water?
No.
No, we have a little bowl and the pastors just dribble a little water on the baby or the child or the adult's head. But look at Jesus. He's in the water. Well, in our story today, Jesus did go down to a river and John the Baptist, his cousin, was baptizing people. And Jesus came to John and said, "Baptize me." So John did. And when Jesus came up from the water, a dove flew down from the sky. Can you find the dove in the picture? That's right, that's this white bird. God's voice called out and said, "This is my beloved son. I am pleased with him." In the story today, we learned that Jesus was baptized by his cousin. And when he was baptized, the Spirit of God came down from heaven like a dove. And the voice of God said, "This is my son with whom I'm well pleased." What did we learn about Jesus today?
That was born in Bethlehem.
That he was born in Bethlehem. Yep, we knew that. We learned that he didn't stay a baby, that he grew up to be a grown-up. We learned that he was baptized in a river, not over a bowl inside of a church. But what did God's voice say when Jesus was baptized and the Spirit came down like a dove? He said, "This is my son with whom I'm well pleased." We learned that Jesus is God's son. That makes him more special than just a baby or a grown-up. It makes him more special than just somebody who came to tell good stories. It means that Jesus came as God's son to show the whole world what love means, how powerful God is, and that God always keeps his promises, and that we can love each other too. So starting this week and all the way until Easter, we are going to learn all different kinds of stories about Jesus and how Jesus shared God's love, how Jesus did some really amazing things. Because he's the Son of God, he can do some pretty cool stuff. And how Jesus told us stories so that we could find ways to do amazing stuff and share God's love too. Sound pretty cool, Evan?
Yes.
All right. So today, we want to invite you to have some fun with the baptism story. Now, I'm imagining you probably don't have a Jesus stuffy at home, but you probably have a doll or your own stuffy, like Evan's Unikitty here named Heather. So you could get a towel and pretend like it's a river. You could find some other things to make it look like a river, like a fish swimming in the water or a bug flying by. And then act out the story. Pretend like your stuffy is Jesus going down in the water and then coming up, and then the Spirit coming down like a dove and saying, "This is my son with whom I'm well pleased." And then you can remember your own baptism too by taking a little bit of water, dip your finger in, and drawing a little cross on each other's forehead and say, "You are a child of God with whom I am well pleased." Can you do that to me?
Yeah.
Dip your finger in, draw a cross, and say, "You are a child of God."
You are a child.
Oh, very good. So this week, have some fun drinking some water together and talking about how God made each and every one of us special. Remember your baptism, and remember that we are going to have some fun all the way until Easter, celebrating Jesus and all the way that God's own son came to share all about love. Does that sound like fun, Evan?
Yes.
All right. Bye, friends.